Welcome, everyone. It's fantastic to have you with us today. It's really a privilege for us that we have these kind of facilities and we're able to host these events. Let's begin. I want to say a few words a bit about why Bloomberg is involved with TypeScript, why we care. Just as background, I work here on JavaScript infrastructure, which includes TypeScript. Every time I say the word JavaScript, usually I also mean TypeScript interchangeably. TypeScript is JavaScript plus types. They work together. I'm also one of the 3 co-chairs of TC39, which standardizes JavaScript. So we're working on the language itself and extending it with features. Just reflecting on JavaScript itself, someone famous once said, any application that can be written in JavaScript will eventually be written in JavaScript. And we can say the same for TypeScript there. It seems to be taking over the world for good reason. And so I want to reflect on our company's story with this language. It all centers around the terminal. You may have seen this device out as you enter the building today. This is our primary product. It's been going since the 1980s and has been gradually refreshed, but this is a hub of applications. We have about 10,000 applications that live within this. It's kind of like a web browser for finance. This all started back, at least with JavaScript, was introduced back in 2006. So before Node.js existed, we were using other languages that took a long time to build. We switched to JavaScript, and suddenly all iteration went so much faster. So we've been seeing the benefits of this for a long time. We introduced client-side JavaScript around 2014 in anger, where we introduced a new app model that's more similar to what you might expect within browsers. So when you make a spa web app, that kind of is the model of a lot of the applications that work in the terminal today. And it really has worked out great. We've got a lot of the benefits of the incoming supply of new features and investment in the web. So what this adds up to is we have a huge investment in JavaScript and TypeScript. And so we want to do our best to keep it healthy, to keep the ecosystem moving forwards. So that's the business reason for it all. In terms of what we do, we work with standards. So we're part of ECMA International. Within that, you have TC39, the committee that defines JavaScript. We've worked on many different features. It's a committee. Everyone plays their part. One of the big ones that we worked on was class fields. Because we operate JavaScript at scale, principles like abstraction and encapsulation are really important when you're trying to get teams, code bases, all working together. So that hash character you see in classes now, that's one of the things that we worked on, including open source contributions to make it happen. So that includes TypeScript and Babel. And that worked out great. That's relative to the old way of doing things before these classes. Another highlight, and this is just one, we're just touching the surface of the contributions, but Ashley Claymore, who's here today, he actually fully delivered from idea all the way through to delivery the recent, I think this is ES 2023, the change array by copy. So these are new methods on the array prototype that allow you to do things like sorting and reversing, but you're not doing it in place. You're generating a new copy. With respect to TypeScript, we have deployed TypeScript widely. And we did it in a very thoughtful way. We did it integrating it with our own runtimes, our own internal systems, to make it really easy to use, to build out a full tool chain of all the different workflows you might want to use. This went as far as now we have a regular cadence where we're testing out the TypeScript beta. There's probably a new one coming out tomorrow, perhaps. We test these things early against our wide corpus of software. And that allows us to find bugs that are incoming, unknown breaking changes that are incoming. We feed that back to Microsoft. We publicly put it on the issue tracker. And a lot of the time, that results then in changes so that we fix those things and so we reduce the impact and we can remain stable. This is all documented in a blog post, Adopting TypeScript at Scale. If you want to learn more, that's the place. I mentioned TypeScript contributions to make private fields work. There's actually a few of these. going all the way back to TypeScript 3.7. Another hit for Ashley was ergonomic brand checks, which is that checking for the in operator with private identifiers. And we're, again, this is just the tip of the iceberg. These are headline features, but we've made many contributions to upstream TypeScript because we think it deserves that level of investment, and we hope to see more people contributing that way as well. A recent headline feature from TypeScript 5.5, which came out in June this year, is isolated declarations. And again, this is all about code bases that scale, monorepos with lots and lots of projects where build times are really hurting you. In particular, the checking time, because no one's built a faster checker. So what we've found is ways to run the checker in parallel. So if you've got many cores, you can all work them all at the same time and crush that waterfall down and run them all in parallel. Tizian is the genius who created this. Normally he would be here. This is his people. You are his people. But unfortunately, he got a better offer from SquiggleConf, which is a new conference dedicated to dev tools by Josh Goldberg. And so, to be honest, I'm really pleased that he can be out there supporting that conference in Boston, which is happening tomorrow. Another thing that we're working on with Microsoft is the type annotations proposal within TC39. This is about bringing type syntax and allowing that to work in the language itself. It's highly requested from the State of JS survey, as well as different voices. But this is very early on, so we'll have to see how that goes. But the point is that we're working together to push the language forwards. And it's all about expressing that really what people want to be using is JavaScript plus types. Yeah, so I'll leave you with the saying always bet on JS, and we'll extend that to say and TS, because they all work together. So thank you for listening to a bit about why we're here in investing, and I'll hand over to our first speaker tonight, which is Michael.